Hello. Shall we go for a wander? Okay, sit rep. I have 3 bruises, some stiff muscles, but I am otherwise fine. The bike is fine as well. It couldn't really care less. Engine is fine, gearbox is fine, electrics are fine. Suspension, steering, brakes, clutch, throttle, all good. There's a total of 3 crashes on that day. 1 stationary to the right and then 2 on the left. So yeah, lots of dents and scratches. The crash bars I fitted on the 3rd one, they took the worst of it. So the upper part of the crash bars, the bracket that holds it onto the bike, is slightly bent, but otherwise fine. So I haven't had to do anything with that. The left handlebar, the outer handguard had come loose, so it was just a case of tightening up a bolt, and that was that. The 3rd crash on the roundabout got to the side stand, so it was slightly loose, so I've tightened that up, so that's fine. The worst thing was the fluid leak. It turned out it was radiator fluid, not from a leak, but pressure relief valve in the top of the radiator. It was just letting off excess pressure when it went over, so when I limped into Torre del Mar, I had no radiator fluid in the reservoir, so that was the biggest problem with the bike. Just had to fill up the radiator fluid, and that was it. Tighten a couple of bolts, good to go then. The panniers, yes, I've decided not to replace them with Yamaha ones because they're expensive and, as we've seen, rubbish. So I'm just going to limp on as I am. The bottom part of the mechanism is completely seized, so I've just got the tyre irons and ripped that off completely. In the process of picking the bike up and doing the rest of it, I found the other bits of plastic that have been ripped off, and at the campsite found in the shop some super glue, so I've rebuilt the top part of the load bearing structure and super glued it all back together, so that all fits quite nicely now, and the ratchet strap seems to be doing a pretty good job of holding it together. I just hope that I don't fall off and break the right hand one off, because I don't have any more spare ratchet straps, so when I get home I might buy another couple just in case, because you never know. And then once the next month and a half of touring is over, upgrade to some decent panniers. As for the rest of the motorbike, it all seems pretty good. I'll probably leave it as it is and then just replace bits that get broken as they get broken. But for now, everything continues as is. And that, over there, is Gibraltar. It's part of the UK. Do you want to go visit it? as part of the Top of the Rock ticket price, you get a code for 2 hours free internet, and using that I looked up when the next flight was due into Gibraltar airport, and it turned out that it was imminently about to land. So a quick look out into the bay, and there it was, just about lining up for finals and coming in to land. And once it had landed, it was time for me to quickly get back down and make my way to Winston Churchill Avenue and watch it take off again. So the gates go up, the lights go green, and off we go. It's not every day you get to cross the active runway of an airport and get away with it. I think it's only about 1 of 2 or 3 places in the world where there is a crossing of some sort. But once we're across, back through the English side, across no man's land, and through the Spanish side, back to Spain, on to our next destination, which is Tarifa. So, this is Tarifa, and as you can tell, it's a little bit windy, hence why I'm behind this wall. So yes, it's a little bit exposed. It's about as far south as you can go and still be in Europe without getting a ferry. So yeah, about 13 months ago. So as I was saying, since it's not quite so windy over here by the campsite, yeah, just over a year ago, about 13 months, I was in Nordkap, which is as far north as you can get without taking a ferry and still be in Europe. Whereas Tarifa, just down there, is as far south as you can get in Europe and without taking a ferry. So I've done the north and south now of Europe. Yeah, east and west, but that's a bit more complicated because you've got Ireland, but that does take a ferry, but even then the UK still needs a ferry. But Spain and Portugal are further east, or west. Going east, not so bad, but Georgia is technically part of Europe, so you've got to go through Turkey, and that's a bit more difficult. But anyway, since we're now as far south as we can go, this is where our journey through Spain ends. That's a little bit of Spain. By no means that's all of Spain. I mean, I just went along the north and then down the east coast. So yeah, plenty more in the centre and on the left, and then there's Portugal as well, which I did want to do, but I haven't got enough time. So that is it for Spain. So until next time, see you then.